Hello, my name is Jennifer Eubank, and we're here for a 30-minute yoga session. It's going to be a basic yoga session. We'll start first in our chairs, and we'll do a little bit of light warm-up work and make our way to a standing position and do some standing poses. And it'll be about 30 minutes long, and it's all with an eye towards maintaining a sense of balance and a sense of discipline and control, all of which that can help us not only with our yoga practice, but with our overall sense of health and well-being. Finding that healthy balance in life on and off the mat can carry us well in either situation and many others as well. So we're starting first in a seated position, and I'm in a nice sturdy hard back chair. It's a wood chair, and I'm actually sitting away from the back. You can sit far back, but if you sit far back and the heels come off the floor, you really want to make sure that your feet stay rooted and grounded on the floor. So that might mean that you need to come up. Root the feet evenly and find the three corners of each foot. The heels, and then the base of the big toes, the ball of the big toe, and the ball of the little toe. And even out the weight on those three corners, and feel the energy come up the legs, through the knees, into the thighs, and up through the torso of the body. Draw the belly in and lift your heart. Feel the shoulders relax. So you find this healthy balance of lifting and rooting, strength and lightness, discipline, but some flexibility. We're not stiff, we're strong. And take a few moments to find that same kind of feeling in the breath. Strong, present breath that brings a sense of lightness and a sense of groundedness. And then as you're ready, let's bring our hands out to the sides and keep the feet and the legs and the sits bones rooted and grounded, and even in your chair, draw the belly in, lift your heart, and as you're ready, inhale the arms up overhead and exhale them back down. So we coordinate it with the breath. We inhale as we lift, and we exhale as we lower. We stay grounded in the feet and the sits bones as we lift, and we stay grounded as we lower. And the heart is always lifted, lifting the rib cage from the heart. The hips. Feet and legs are strong, belly is strong, heart is lifted. Let's make this our last one. And then let's bring the shoulders up, squeeze them towards the back and the spine, and then down. Roll them up, squeeze them together in the back and down. Do 2 more times. Coordinate it with the breath. Inhale as you lift and exhale as you squeeze. I'll give you a chance to do it 1 more time. And then settle back down to where we were. Hands on the knees. Get a good strong seat. Draw the belly, lift the heart. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale the right hand down to the chair. And take hold of the chair somehow, some way. And root into the feet, the sits bones, and into the grip of that chair, and start to curve towards that hand, or towards that side, I should say. And find a sense of balance in your body, even though you're curving to one side. Keep the legs even and balanced. And keep them even and balanced as you make your way back to the front, back to the original. Let that arm float down, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So good strong seat, belly drawn, heart lifted. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale the left hand down, bring it to the chair, and then press into the sits bones, the feet, and the hand on the chair, and feel a little curve. Keep the joints and the arms soft as you do this, and keep the legs equally strong. So there's some balance. The legs are strong, but the arms are soft. And as you're ready, press into those foundation points. Inhale back to center. Exhale that arm back down. And let's do it one more time each side. Find a good strong seat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, reach up. Press into all those foundation points as you curve. Keep things balanced and even between the legs. And maybe if the legs are even, maybe you can actually go a little deeper. And keep them even as you come up. Float that arm down. When you're ready, inhale both up. Exhale the left hand down. Find a good spot. Root, ground, curve, reach, and breathe. Explore. Keep things balanced and even. Keep that discipline in mind here. Pay attention to the experience. Keep the heart lifted as your right hand comes back down. And put both hands on the chair for a couple, or on your legs for a couple of breaths. Sit nice and tall. And then let's do some curves from front to back. So we just curved our spine from side to side. Make sure you have a good strong seat, and make sure that you're sitting up towards the front. Maybe come up a little bit more because you want lots of room in the back. And keep the hands on the legs and the feet rooted, and then round your spine towards the back of the chair. Keep your hands right on those legs where they started from, and that gives you leverage. And then as you're ready, press into the sits bones, the feet, and uncurl the spine, lift the heart, and come towards the other end. So now we're curving to the front. And then we'll go back and forth. Legs and feet are still, sits bones carefully rooted. Same with the hands. Keep that order and discipline in your stance so that you can find that range of movement, find that balance. Left side, same as the right side. Bottom half. Left side is the same as the bottom half, the right side. Upper half on the left side is same as the right side on that upper half. Find those different combinations. There's so many as you go back and forth. Keep balanced. Pay attention. Stay focused and present. Check out your feet these last couple. Have you been letting the insides of the soles collapse as you move back and forth, or are you keeping them balanced and evenly weighted as you go back and forth? Maybe end in the cow position as you come forward, and then straighten back up into a seated position. Draw the belly and lift the heart. Shift the hips from side to side, the shoulders from side to side. Reconnect with a strong seated mountain pose. Feet and legs are strong. Sits bones are strong. Belly is drawn. Heart is lifted. Let's take 5 breaths here. Balance the breath as you balance the body. Inhales last as long as the exhales. Do that for 5 breaths. Maintain the rootedness and groundedness. As you maintain a sense of lift and lightness, find that balance. Balance in the physique, balance in the energy, balance in the ideas and the intellectual side of this. All of these things bring balance to the emotions. And then we find ourselves more easy to discipline. We're not as apt to reach for bad foods or bad habits. So now let's do this. Let's do a little bit of twisting from side to side. So rearrange your seat if you need to. Reconnect with a good strong mountain, belly drawn, heart lifted. Use an inhale to float the arms up overhead and use an exhale to twist right. And your left hand comes to the front and the right hand lands somewhere on the chair. And actually put your hand, the front hand on the leg, the front, the same side leg, and use that leverage to draw the belly in and lift the heart and see if you can twist a little bit more. And then as you're ready, just come back to the center. Keep the heart lifted as you come back to the center and bring the hands back to the knees. Reconnect with your seat. Use an inhale to float the arms up. Use an exhale to float or to twist to the left. Hands on the chair and leg. Use that leverage and use that lift in the heart to twist a little bit deeper and breathe through it. And find a sense of balance in the lower half, even though the upper half is doing something a little different. Can you keep the legs the same? And can you keep them the same as you come back? Oops, I lifted my arms this time. I didn't do that on the first time. So we'll just do one twist each side. And we'll do some more as we stand, but just reconnect with your seat for a few breaths. And then when you're ready, let's just rise up from our chairs. And let's keep the chair behind us. And let's do a few chair poses with the chair behind us. So I will show you a front view and then I'll show you a side view. So we come into mountain, our feet are hip width distance apart, as are the knees and the hips and the shoulders. Find those two parallel lines. Draw the belly in, lift your heart. And as you're ready, extend your arms up overhead. And as you're ready, press into the feet, bend the knees, hinge the hips as if you're going to sit in that chair, but you don't. And keep the knees even. Don't let them splay out or not together. Keep them even. Make sure you can see your feet. If you can't, bring the hips back further. And then when you're ready, press into the feet evenly. Lift the heart as you straighten the legs. Keep the heart lifted as you bring the arms down. Knees are soft. We'll do 2 more of those. From the side. Find your mountain. Find that groundedness like we did in our chairs. And then find that lift with the heart. And the inhale and the arms up. Press into the feet, bend the knees, hinge the hips. I'm going to try to sit in that chair. I know it's back there, but I'm not going to do it. But if I get into trouble, I know I can sit down in it. Right? And then as you're ready, you can straighten back up. Keep the heart lifted as the arms come down. Reconnect with your mountain with a little bit of movement and then stillness. Root, draw the belly in, lift the heart. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend knees, hinge hips. Press the feet into the floor. Wriggle the toes. Can you see your feet? Is everything nice and even and balanced? When you're ready, lift up. Knees same distance apart, beginning, middle, and end. And that keeps a sense of balance to your physique so that you don't create imbalances in your hip joints or your knee joints or your ankle joints. So, finding balance in your efforts, very, very important. Okay, so now let's do some other standard yoga poses, standing poses that can help bring a little bit more strength and valor and help us find balance in our bodies and in our habits. So we'll go ahead. You know what? I'll leave the chair here. And I'll show you two different versions. So you don't have to leave the chair here. You can take the chair and you can go wide with the feet. No, I don't like that. I'm going to move the chair. So we'll do some warrior one poses to begin with. Come to the front, stand in your mountain pose. Feet are hip width distance apart. Same with the knees, the hips, and the shoulders. Draw the belly in and lift the heart. Nice mountain pose. And then we'll visit some warrior ones to help bring a sense of valor and strength, physically and emotionally. So as you're ready, belly drawn, heart is still lifted, and then step the right foot back. So much easier to bring that foot back if the heart is lifted. And it tilts just a little bit. So it's pointing in that direction, not straight out, but more in an angular position. And the front foot is facing the front. Back leg gets strong as I bend the front knee. Both legs equally balanced and strong as I lift up. And the arms come overhead. And keep the legs balanced and strong, even though one is bent and one is straight. The whole time you bring the arms down, straighten that leg, belly drawn, heart lifted as you bring that foot back up. And then I'll do the other side. And I'll do it with the chair. And I'll do it from the side so you can see how you can use the chair and do a warrior with the chair for support. So find your mountain and then step your left foot back. Pivot the foot just a little bit. Facing forward, back leg strong as you bend the front knee. And then you bring those arms up. And if you get into trouble, you've got the chair there to put your hands down on for balance. Let's see if we can find balance to the legs, the strength, as well as the lightness, so we don't want to lock anything. Keep the heart lifted as you bring the arms down. Keep it lifted as you straighten that leg and come forward. Shake it out. We'll do it again, either side. Whatever movement you need, reconnect with your mountain. Step your right foot back, pivot it just a little bit. Good strong legs. And make sure you've got a definition between right and left. So the right leg is to the right side, the left leg is to the left side. Railroad tracks. That gives you more balance as you bend the knee and as you straighten up. So find width between left and right and keep that back foot and back leg really strong so that your front leg doesn't do all the work. If your front leg is doing all the work, you're probably like this. If both legs are working equally, you're coming straight up. And you can find that sense of balance. And Whenever you're ready, we can straighten that front leg. Put the hands on the chair if you need to bring that leg back up. Shake it out. And we'll do it with the other side. Reconnect with your mountain. You can have the hands on the chair or take them off as you step that foot back. And keep the hands on the chair as you find your good strong legs and your right and left. So you can use that chair the whole time or the hands off. And then as you're ready, strengthen both legs. Find that balance to lift up. Maintain the balance as you sustain it. Heart is lifted as the feet root. Shoulders and elbows are relaxed as the muscles remain strong. Heart lifted as you bring the arms down. So there's some balance. Lift them down. Take your time coming back to the front. And I'll turn back to the front and we'll bend the knees and straighten the legs and maybe do a little bit of marching in place. And then reconnect with your mountain pose. Take a couple of breaths here. Good strong feet that are evenly rooted. Good strong legs that are evenly spaced from top to bottom as much as possible. Everybody is a little different. Loose knees, belly drawn, heart lifted, shoulders relaxed, neck long, crown of the head reaching for the ceiling as the feet root into the floor. Strong but soft. Solid but easy. Physically, energetically, and emotionally. When I say energetically, generally we're talking about the breath and the systems that are surging throughout the body. As you balance your breath, you're more likely to balance your cardiovascular system, your digestive system, your elimination system. All this balance, physically and emotionally, goes such a long way in balancing the energy within. And then you can really find a sense of health control, a sense of discipline to your lifestyle that can go a long way in keeping you good and strong and standing on 2 feet. So with that being said, let's do a little bit of balance work. So you can have the chair next to you and use that for support if you get into any trouble. And we'll do let's do some tree poses. So strengthen the legs, but loosen the knees, draw the belly in and lift the heart. And if you're using a chair, put the same side hand on that chair and we'll lift the opposite leg. So if your chair is to the right, you lift the left leg. So I'm going to start with the right. Find those 3 corners in my feet and that right leg, and I'll pick up the right heel and bring the right heel up against that leg. And then as I find my balance and strength, I'll start to bring that foot up higher and higher and higher. And I use the belly and the abdominal muscles to pick up that leg. Put the foot somewhere on the inside edge of the leg, preferably below the knee or above the knee. Try not to go directly on that knee. And keep the other knee, the bent knee, coming out. So it's not bending forward, it's bending out, opening that hip. And then you can bring maybe just the one arm up, or maybe take the other arm off the chair and know that it's there for you if you need it. Slow, controlled, disciplined, methodical movement that you're really paying attention to. And then you're much more likely to find that balance and withstand the challenge. And when you're done, Take your time, put a little bit of movement in things, and then we'll do the other side. So I change the chair, reconnect with my mountain, make it strong, but loosen the knees and the toes. Now my left hand is on the chair, I draw the belly in, and I pick up that right foot and bend it, place it up, well, bend the knee, place it up against the leg. Stay there for a couple of breaths. Find the physique, what you need to start going a little higher. Incrementalize your challenge. And if you get into trouble, maybe back off, slow it down, maybe start all over again. Maybe sometimes I have to just completely start over. Sometimes I just go right back to the other side. And we'll do 2 on each side. I'm going to get rid of my chair for this second round. Take your time. After you've done both sides, spend a little time moving about, finding balance with movement, and then find balance with stillness. And then start to turn things on again. So we're starting on the right side first. Strengthen the foot, but loosen the toes. Strengthen the leg, but loosen the knee. Draw the belly and lift the heart. Loosen your shoulders. Does all this help you pick up your left foot and lift up? Maybe you can go higher this time. Maybe you can bring the arms into it. Maybe you can stay longer. Or maybe you just feel more secure. Can you balance out the 2 halves of the body, even though there's a slight difference? Heart lifted. Keep the heart lifted as you bring things down, and it can slow that passage back down. We'll do the other side a second time. Balance the effort between the 2 legs. Both legs equally working. So the bent leg is not taking a vacation, it's also working, even though it's not stabilizing. It is stabilizing, that's the issue. You feel like the standing leg is the stabilizer, but if you make the bent tree leg also a stabilizer, that might help you find that balance. So take your time, finish with a little bit of movement. Shake out the hips, rock and roll. And then reconnect with your mountain. Spend a few quiet moments in your mountain. Maybe your chair is still there that you can use for support if you need or want. Let's take 5 more breaths and balance out the inhale to last the same amount as the exhale. Balance out the breath and balance out that effort with the actual balance in your physique. The strength, the valor, the vulnerability, the softness. What other opposites can you find in your very dualistic natured body? We're sad, we're happy. We're angry, we're happy. A lot of balance and opposite emotions. As you find this balance physically, maybe you'll find it emotionally. Better equipped to reach your full potential in life, reach your goals and your stick-to-itiveness. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get back in our chairs because it's about that time. Nice, well-balanced practice. We did some nice arriving and quiet work. We warmed up. We did some challenge. And now we're going to come back down to our chairs and organize your seat from the feet to the knees, to the sits bones, to the shoulders, to the crown of your head. All of your body is participating. Not too much, not too little. Turn on your muscles just enough to keep you strong and tall. And use the breath to find that equal amount of ease and softness. Feel free to close the eyes to find that. Take a few breaths, finding the balance between right and left, front and back, top and bottom. And then as you're ready, take a few breaths to find balance within the breath. Inhale lasts as long as the exhale. Perhaps count the number of beats for each. And as you're ready, you can quiet the breath and quiet your attention to the breath and glide the eyes back open. And we'll finish with a mudra, a hand gesture. Take your hands and put the thumb on the inside and wrap the other fingers around the thumb. So we've got a hidden thumb fist, basically. And then you take the two hands and you line up the knuckles, the first section of the fingers, so that they line up. And that's kind of awkward, and it takes an attention to detail and a sense of discipline. And hold it in front of your solar plexus, just above the belly button. And that's your seat of courage and determination and discipline. Draw the belly in and lift the heart and hold this mudra for a few breaths. And keep your body strong. Keep it soft. Right side more or less the same as the left. Left more or less the same as the right. And so on and so forth. Belly drawn in, heart lifted. Each time you breathe in, feel that heart lifting. And each time you breathe out, feel the feet rooting into the floor. The sits bones rooting into the seat. This is called the Brahma Mudra, and it's meant to evoke a sense of discipline, commitment, courage, and stamina. Perhaps you've done some martial arts and know about your solar plexus. The third chakra. Notice what it does for your physique and your breath. And as you're ready, release the mudra, hands in front of the heart. Keep the heart lifted and your body good and strong and organized. And we'll repeat a yogic prayer. You can repeat after me. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be free from suffering. And to create balance in our lives, may all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. And may all beings be free from suffering. Namaste. Thank you again for being here. Again, my name is Jennifer Eubank. If you have specific questions about this practice or any other practice or ideas about your body and your progress in your yoga, please feel free to contact me. My website is jennifereubank.com, 2 N's, 1 F, EUBANK, no S. Thank you, Bob Eubanks, jennifereubank.com. And you can find my email through that and send me an email. And I'd love to hear from you. And I'll balance it out and answer you. So thank you so very much. Have a great weekend and be safe, everyone. Take care. Wear your masks.